Good morning. I am Ashley Roberts, and I will be telling you about my area and perimeter curriculum map. All right, to begin, our learner. Our learner will be fourth grade students with various ability levels from Section 504's IEPs all the way to GATE, and their instruction will be differentiated appropriately for each student. Their learning characteristics, they are really starting to think deeply and critically, learning how to become a problem solver, how to work through critical questions. They're making more difficult connections, especially in math and science. Even in reading, they are able to start inferencing, which is difficult. And then they are gaining the ability to grasp complex concepts. And we really see that in the final week of our unit when they're having to use a formula to solve for a missing side of a rectangle. Our curriculum map, our content, we have various assessments and assignments and activities that the students will be completing. Some of the assessments include Google Forms, Kahoot. Here is our weekly overview of the instruction. As I was saying, the assessments include Google Forms, Kahoot. I will be using Google Docs and Google Slides as their work, but also to keep track of their learning to see how they're doing and handling the information. Nearpod as their assignments, the interactive presentation, Flocabulary, Google Questions, I already said, and just various Google apps. The technology that will be used includes Google Classroom, YouTube, Nearpod, Flocabulary, which is a great and engaging website that presents new instruction, but also the students are able to apply it after watching the video. Google Slides, I'll be recording information and new instruction through Screencastify, and Kahoot, and as I said, all the Google apps such as Slides, Docs, Questions, and Forms. And all of this will be housed in Google Classroom where they will get their information and instructions for that each day. All right, and to incorporate Curriculum 21, students will be creating their own Google Slides to solve for area and perimeter. So they'll have to create a Google slide, insert a shape, text boxes, label the rectangle, and then solve for the area and perimeter of that rectangle that they created. I will be using more streamlined assessments. So rather than pencil and paper, everything will be virtual and easily accessible, but also makes my life easier while grading, which is very important. And then the interactive Nearpod presentations, those will take place of the traditional instruction that we once knew in a traditional classroom. So students are still gathering new information, but still also have that ability to answer questions, and the educator, the teacher, is able to check for their understanding through those Nearpod presentations.